Did you know that 1 out of 3 employees quit within a year of hiring? Meanwhile, 7 out of 10 employees say that training and development opportunities influence their decision to stay with a company. As we know, training and development are very costly and the organization need to carefully design to minimize any waste of resources. Other than quality and qualified trainers, the right trainees involved, the method in training program also should be analyzed at the best ways to ensure the effectiveness of training program. But do you ever thought that gamification can be used in training program? Hello, my name is Norakila Zulkifli and today I am gladly to talk about gamification in training program. When you heard gamification, what would you think at the first place? You might be correct, but I will tell you. According to Zicherman and Linder 2013, gamification can be defined as the inclusion of mechanics, style, reasoning, or design techniques of games in order to involve people in the solution of problems. The term gamify was originated in the 1918s when Richard Bartle, a professor of University of Essex, used the word to name the act of making something which is not a game into a game. Gamification must be designed carefully to make sure it linked with your business goals, training objective, and audience interest, which is your trainees. So everyone, today we will together explore the characteristics of gamification, examples gamification in training program, benefits of gamification, disadvantages of gamification, and how to develop an effective gamification. So stay tuned. There are 2 important content in gamification should have as a characteristics of gamification: game elements and game mechanics. Mostly games consist of basic 4 elements, which is firstly goal, something that need to be aimed by the players, which is the trainees. Number 2 is rules, which it describes the ways to achieve the goal. Number 3, talents and conflict, which will increase the engagement and action of trainees. And number 4, feedback, which tell the players how their performance in the game and how close they are to complete the goals. Meanwhile, for game mechanics, it can be as points, badges or achievements, levels, progress bars, leaderboards, rewards, learner interaction, and many else. Basically, each of game mechanics have their own functions and help to create more fun, creative, motivational learning process because it will trigger real and powerful human emotions, plus it will affect to players psychological to increase their engagement and self-rewards feelings. These bars are what I got from one survey that conclude the gamification mechanic used in corporate training among outside Malaysia organization. As we can see, visualized dashboard and progress bars is the highest gamification mechanic used, which at 26.6%, followed by badges and trophies at 18.1%, 60% for leaderboards, 10.8% learners ranks and level, 10.6% on avatars and individual profiles, 8.5% scores and unlocks, 5.3% course or program currency, 2.8% at others. Through the survey, 70% of respondents are going to employ gamification into the corporate training program.
Duolingo is the best known example of using gamification to make learning fun and engaging. Language learning can be a slog and takes a long time to see results. Using streaks, daily goals, and a finite number of lives, they motivate users to log in every day and continue learning. This example gamification is suitable for trainees who are being trained to improve in their grammar, vocabulary, and other in preferred language. Siemens successfully used storytelling to teach plant managers how to better operate their plants with a game, Planville, that gave valuable training and development information. Players, in the role of the plant manager, had to solve problems, run the plant, and perform other key tasks. Feedback was instant, points were awarded for making good decisions within a game, and managers were engaged. Chore Wars Gamification. This simple program helps turn mundane tasks into an engaging adventure. Ordinary tasks are turned into steps that must be completed for the characters to continue their journey. Users are awarded for completing their duties, and a healthy bit of competition can be introduced through leaderboards. This kind of gamification will indirectly promote creative thinking to accomplish a burden of works with fun and non-exhausting feelings. This is level 11, which is examples of Salesforce gamification. Salesforce uses a hunting game to engage users to interact with more aspects of the platform, taking users from a chicken hunter all the way up to a big game hunter as they interacted. Salesforce gamification are made specifically for business range organization trainees in improving their sales level and boost their confidence to be a better seller.
Well, I bet you must be wondering why gamification should be as our option in training program. Don't be surprised because gamification have a lot of benefits that you don't know after all. So, number 1, gamification increases learner engagement. Number 2, it brings behavioral change. Number 3, it increases learning retention. Number 4, it allows to fail and learn. Number 5, it's in retention of the millennial talent. Number 6, it blends with other learning strategies. And number 7, it has diverse area of application. And number 8, gamification boosts employee productivity. Everything around us have pros and cons. Same goes to gamification. We already know the benefits of gamification, and now let's talk about its disadvantages. Gamification is difficult due to design. It also has been predicted that a majority of gamification implementations are doomed to fail due to poor understanding on how to successfully design gamification. It needs an expert to plan and develop the gamification with effective, which this also lead to additional cost. Time consuming. Players or trainees have a different interest to perceive the training content through gamification. Some of them prefer a rich stories games. Some trainees like competition, and other trainees may love exploring fantasy worlds, and maybe some trainees like simulation games. So we can see the variety of interest among the trainees, and one doesn't fit at all. The trainers need to identify and study how the trainees' behavior towards the video games, and this may consume time to do. And if it failed to do perfectly, the gamification style may be chosen wrongly for the trainees.
Hello everyone, so this is one of gamification model that I found in one of research study, and you can see how complex and difficult it is to develop. So first thing first, we need to create a project plan, which is to identify our vision statement and list out the objectives of our project. Does the objectives match with gamification needs? If it's so, we go to decision and start to identify the requirements, which is the project variables, legal and ethical matters, budget, deadline, desired action, and so on.
After that, we need to create sustainability concept, which consists of length interval, redesign, training, and budget. After that, we need to go through context analysis and user analysis. In context analysis, we need to understand and know the context characteristic. And in user analysis, basically, we need to know the target user, which is our trainees, and the user's needs and motivations. Does their motivation related or have a significant result in the gamification style that we need to construct? And overall, we need to match it with a user characteristic, which age, gender, activities, job level, motivation, and so on. After that, we go through the ideation. Ideation whereby we brainstorm the idea of the gamification concept, and also we have to consolidate the idea to make it more solid. Right, so after that we have to go through create design document. This is the flow of create design document, which end with plan development. After that, we need to go implementation process. In implementation process, we need to consider IT expert, gamification expert, and domain expert to ensure the effectiveness of implementation process. So we need to identify which types of implementation we have to use, whether external developer, in-house, or available platform. In this process, we must implement the design to know how far the functionality of the gamification style and start to play testing to know the feedback through interview result, survey result, and observation result. And the last one is evaluation process. This is whereby we evaluate the success of gamification style that we choose through the qualitative result, and quantitative result. If there are no defect on the gamification style, we need to release the project and monitor and management the project or the gamification and list out if any improvement that we should done. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.
And that's all from me. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys really enjoy and my video could bring some beneficial for you guys in the future.